So today is face focus. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I use the new OPV beauty blenders. I've been using mine for about the last 4 days. This is the first day I'm actually recording. I can already tell you guys I'm obsessed. One thing I did notice with these are super soft and they get huge when they're wet. This one's dry. They also do not absorb a lot of product. As you guys can see, I have my concealer on. I'm going to show you guys how I use these beauty blenders to do my face. So let's get started. Alright, so first things first is I'm taking the residue of my foundation off of the back of my hand, and I'm going to start blending out the concealer on the side of my mouth. One thing I love about these beauty blenders, they do not absorb a lot of product. One thing I have said, I've been very vocal about, is the actual brand beauty blender. I find that they get tore up so easily, and I use all my blenders the same way, so it's like I'm not really harsh or anything with it, but I love the fact that this one doesn't absorb a lot of product, and it actually keeps the product right there. That way you can start buffing and blending. Now, taking the clean side, I want to go straight down the side of my nose and starting to buff this concealer out. Bringing it all the way towards the tail of my brow, flipping the beauty blender, using the side with the foundation to blend everything in. This is like the most perfect blend, and it doesn't take off the product off of your face, which is number one for me, because I like full coverage concealers, and I noticed that a lot of beauty blenders will take off the product off of your face, and this isn't happening here. Now I'm just blending in my chin and going back to make sure that everything is blended before I go in and blend my nose. So for my nose, I just pinch it and I go straight in the center. I don't really do much of a forehead highlight. I have a big forehead. I really don't want to bring attention to that, so I try to keep it in between my brows. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have a little bit of a lighter concealer on. I want to switch to the flat top OPV sponge. This one I love for this. If you're a person who layers their concealers, you will love this for this precision. So with this beauty blender, I don't mind doing everything with blending. So concealing with this one, buffing in my foundation to blend, I don't mind using this one. But when it comes to the lighter concealer, I want this in particular areas, and I feel like this edge is like everything. So first things first is I'm going to pull it on this side. So I'm going to start maneuvering it where I want it, which is strictly under the eye. Now I'm using the actual flat side, and I'm going to start blending it in. I have a wing eyeliner, so I'm using this edge to line the concealer up with my wing to kind of clean it up. Taking this side and just blending everything in. I love this one. This one's my favorite for this reason right here. So now you get the actual conceal, and now you get the highlight. So I'm just going to do the same on this eye. Taking the edge straight down the center of my nose not going any further than this. Like, it's literally just going to sit on the center of my nose. Taking the edge and blending it in with the other concealer and foundation. Taking the edge, reverse contouring. So I can get like the indent that I have a high cheekbone, even though I don't. Taking this side, same thing. Okay, so to set my concealers, I'm using the OPV medium setting powder. If you are new, this is top 3 setting powders for me. I'm just going to use the sponge. I'm just going to start. So I do bake, but I start off just setting and pressing it in until it basically disappears. This is like my favorite shade. I mix a little bit of translucent in my medium setting powder sometimes. Today I didn't. Okay, now we're gonna bake. I'm gonna take the angled brush in my setting powder and I'm gonna start on my cheeks. Sides of your nose. I only like a little bit under my eyes, but I like to focus this more so on the sides of my nose to kind of match it in, and then down the nose and chin. Okay, so to brighten the inner corner of my eye, I've been loving this pigment from OPV. This is their white pigment. So I've been using this to brighten the inner corner of my eyes. I kind of make a mess, but it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my base and I'm just going to pack it in the inner part of my eye. And then take a little bit of that matte powder and I'm just going to press it. It just gives your eye the bright look without shimmer. It's matte, it's pretty. So I'm just going to pack it in this inner part and do the same thing. Get my matte white. OPV's pigments are just freaking amazing. So what I'm doing is I'm just sweeping the white into the eye. That way when I take a picture it just looks all blended in. So I'm just going one more time and just sweep it right on top. I wanted to do a green look, but I wanted to recreate the look I did on Dustin Way on Labor Day, but the neutral version. So that is the pigment. Perfect. I love it. Now that my entire face is done and blended, what I like to do is take the sponge with just the residue of the powder, and I like to just go right here in the center and then blend it in. I don't like regular highlights, so I depend on the matte powder to kind of give me what a shimmer highlight would give me. I hope you guys enjoyed my baking technique, my matte face technique using the new OPV sponges. Get your hands on these. These are amazing. I have been loving these. I cannot express to you how much I love this one. This one is more of the angled one. You guys, this is what I love to use to bake because I feel like it snatches my nose. I'm really not that good with nose contour yet, but I do feel like using a sponge that's like, that has that like precision and it's like angled, it helps with the face a lot. So overall, how do I look? Also, do not forget to use my code Drea at checkout to save some money. Overall, you guys, the blenders are amazing. I really do love the way they blend. Also, sometimes I have a hard time blending out concealer after I let it sit on my face for a little bit. I find that some blenders like take the concealer off, and today I did not have that issue. Thank God. Overall, I love them. They are so amazing. Also, if you're looking for a new setting powder, try their setting powder. I love their setting powder because it adds a little oomph to my under eye sometimes. I love it. It is so good. That setting powder actually has some coverage, so if you are a girl who like full coverage under eyes like myself, go ahead and cop you some. Don't forget to use my code Drea at checkout, and I will see you guys in our next video.